That was hype. All right, let's.
Well, I guess we'll start off here, Chris, and I'll ask you first.
Well,
you have seen NXT.
Wait. Give me just a moment, because I want to Actually, I want to. Let me ask you how your weekend was first, non-wrestling wise, because I do want to tweet out the link.
My weekend was exquisite. Replay Arlington on Friday was fun. I'll just put the word fun out there in air quotes. With Mike DJing is always a fun time.
Mm-hmm. I really like that bit that he does there.
Yeah. Even though the hentai music we all spoke of, I don't remember hearing it, but hey, sure, why not?
He's got a new go-to right now. There we go. All right, so I have this production. I want to show it off. I can go to my messages and scroll way too far down. Why do I have so many messages? And
you're a popular guy, Chris. You're a popular guy.
I don't really know what to say. It's weird. Just want to talk to my friends. I just happen to have a lot of them.
You are friends with everybody, essentially.
Yeah, see, that's the design, I guess. It got out of control at some point. We hit critical mass, and we passed critical mass, and now it's just insane. Okay, let's calm down. This Stone Cold Steve Austin music is clearly way inappropriate for our wrestling show. So here we go, courtesy of Boat Guy. Fred Boat, take it away. Fred Boat, what are you doing? There we go. We have our own playlist. All right,
nice.
Show is yours, Damien. Take it away.
Oh, now that we have that stirring introduction of Fred Boat music, welcome to another edition of Nerd Side of the Ring. Thank you to Free Play again for hosting us. So far, it's just me and Chris at the moment, which we inevitably will be joined by Flex Luger himself, Carlitos Way, fresh off his victory at Pac-Man Battle Royale last night on Wrestling Wednesday.
That was a dominant performance from Flex Luger.
Wasn't even included. He literally cashed in like a Money in the Bank briefcase and said, "I'm joining the match out of nowhere."
Yes, midway through, and it was first to 2 falls, right?
Yes.
And everybody else had a fall. Like, he got in late, and just true hardcore match style, just wiped out everybody.
It was a thing of beauty. But he will be joining us inevitably to give his 2 cents on just wrestling in general, as well as last night's NXT for those who were at Free Play Richardson. Wrestling Wednesday seems to be picking up a little steam. People showing up, enjoying their one-off championship matches. The promos at the end of the night are for me, the must-see TV portion of the night. If you haven't been there to watch promos get taped post-closing, I suggest you get yourself there to see them as they happen, and seeing people who you would never think, or they wouldn't themselves think, they could cut a pretty darn good promo, if you don't mind me saying.
The other thing is, like, if you just want to be there for the promos, like, I feel like there's some of our players who would be just happy having a manager. If you're just the pallbearer of Wrestling Wednesday, then we have room for you. Come on out.
Yeah, and I feel like I fit that role for Miss McGee already, so why not? Just let me cut promos on everybody's behalf who just could stand there and look intimidating with the championship belt.
Yeah, but you can't be everybody's pallbearer. We need a mouth of the South. Someone get the bullhorn back.
Oh, I used to love Jimmy Hart. I used to want to be Jimmy Hart because he was so annoying with the megaphone, and I thought, I can do that. That's fun. Annoying my parents with a bullhorn in the apartment. That'd be great. You saw NXT again last night since there was no AEW, and that'll be Saturday. What were your second week thoughts?
Oh, wow, I should not tweet this link out. All right, if you follow the Free Play Richardson Instagram, it's about to get a little weird.
Mm.
Sorry, Ms. Mejia. Sorry, Whitney. I love you. We can always
We're
delete it
gonna
later,
have to-
right? Let me listen to
Sure.
this one more time. All right, nothing was said during that promo that will get us fired. Let's go.
Okay, good.
All right, sorry. NXT, yes, watched it. Watched it probably more than I have anything for Wrestling Wednesday so far. Just wasn't as distracted by the other games as normal. So same old. The camera angles are atrocious, and that's really two main takeaways. Camera angles, just god awful. Not just the camera angles. Sorry, the camera transitions. That's really what it is. The camera transitions are unbearable, and the women's division is everything you said it was. So those are my two thoughts, just right out of the gate. But like about the camera transitions, we were watching a match, and I want to say it was the one with the Velveteen Dream, and who's the other wrestler?
Wow, I actually forgot who Velveteen Dream was wrestling last night because he's had his share of controversy this morning. So
This morning, really?
oh
later.
yeah.
But like,
I'll
so
get to that later.
the wrestler who points like this, and then
Oh, Finn Balor.
Yes, Finn Balor, and then it broke into a ladder match, basically an off the books ladder match. That was fine, but at some point, like, there's a move that got hit that, like, I literally could not, like, draw with stick figures and tell you what happened because the camera transitions every single time there's any kind of fake or real impact to the point where, like, I don't know what happened. I can't tell you. It looked like somebody was going. Honestly, it looked like Finn Balor, right?
Balor. The B.
With a B. Finn Balor. Not sure. He appeared to have the Velveteen Dream going for a DDT, except he was the one who got hit by it. But I don't know. I can't even draw it up and tell you what happened because the camera transitioned, and the only way I know who was supposed to have been impacted by that move, of which I did not see at all, was who got up and who didn't. It was.
I know exactly the spot you're talking about. Velveteen went for his inverted DDT, a single arm DDT, and then that was countered into a reverse flapjack DDT by Finn Balor, and it looked clunky. The camera angle did not help it at all. So I know exactly what you're talking about. It just seemed messy.
And it was on the camera transition, like. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe they deleted the whole scene where they whiffed it completely. How would I possibly know? None of that was included with the presentation, and that was a problem throughout the night of NXT. If the wrestlers are in the oven being baked for prime time, the camera work is absolutely not ready for prime time. It is awful. It is so awful, Damien. How could it be that bad? You could just have a still camera and be better. Much better.
Well, I think we've brought this up before. The man in charge in the truck, Kevin Dunn, is notorious for being the Michael Bay of camera angles within wrestling, and seriously just wants to see all the action shots from 3,000 different angles because he thinks it's edgy. And I don't know what epileptic seizure he wants to give everybody, but that seems to be what they're going for. And thusly, we have the crap.
But he's missing the action. That's the. If he wants to repeat it, it's taped, right? NXT is taped. If he wants,
it's taped.
Okay, so if he wants to repeat it 3,000 times, if you want to see the impact, bang, reverse angle, bang, reverse angle, bang. That's obnoxious too, but at least I get to see it.
And that's one of the problems with NXT is their camera work, and we brought this up a few times, and I don't foresee it getting any better because I think it has a lot to do with that there's no crowd aside from the wrestlers who are pretending to be in the crowd, so to speak. So they try to keep everything in ring and one facing the hard cam. And then you have like maybe one or two guys on the outside with the carry cams, and they don't have their full allotment of people either. So that's part of the reason.
All right, let me move on from that, since we have talked about that before, and give you the other side of my impression. The women's division was all that you said it was, and I particularly want to highlight. Help me out. Who was the tall woman with the blonde hair with the shaved sides?
That was Rhea Ripley, former NXT Women's Champion.
A badass.
Rhea Ripley and her entrance last night, that is the single best entrance I have ever seen without like 8 beers shotgunned in the ring. That was that good.
Her whole gimmick has changed over the last couple of years, from this smiling baby face, goody two shoes from Australia, to this rock star for all intents and purposes, or this Mad Max meets rock star. And she says that's who she is. She's a metalhead, grew up in the mosh pits down in Australia, and she's brought authenticity, to her character from when she debuted in the Mae Young Classic a few years ago to now, to where even, I told you last night, I said she doesn't need to be at NXT anymore. She's no longer needing to stay in developmental. Right now, she's just helping people kind of get over on her before she makes her way full-time to the main roster, because she had a really good match with Charlotte during WrestleMania for the NXT Women's Championship. And Charlotte obviously goes over because there was some travel restrictions at the time for Great Britain, or the United Kingdom, I should say.
Right.
And she had to go back for a little while. But now she's
also
back.
Her name is Flair, so she gets things for free.
Yes, essentially.
Kind of, sort of.
She's going to get 25 World Championship reigns.
Yeah, but no title defense at all.
Yeah, but back to that intro real quick. Seriously, that was the best I've ever seen. Like, it was that good, because it had, when she walked out on stage, I was like, whoa, that's cool. The whole walk down, she's selling it the whole way, bits everywhere. Yes, she's got the rock star thing, and then she ends it looking straight down into the camera, leaning way over. Is this a typical intro for her?
Yes.
It's amazing. She was looking
I'll
down.
throw up. Io Shirai has a good entrance too, because you're talking about the screen that's just facing downwards as on top.
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
And she's like looking down into the camera with the screen in the background. The only thing, and I told this to Damien at the time, the only thing I could equate it to for me is seeing Slipknot live in concert, and their drummer, and Tommy Lee used to do this with Motley Crue back in the 80s, the drummer would be suspended like in this airplane rig, and the entire drum kit would like rise up like this over the crowd while he's still drumming and going crazy. I shouldn't do that hand gesture, but like that. It was incredible. It was incredible.
Yeah, and then Rhea Ripley, I mean, when you see her come out, like, the confidence is there. She has it. But you can tell, like, this is a badass walking, man or woman, it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, like somebody's getting their ass kicked.
Absolutely, yeah, without like reservation. Like that's the best intro I've seen, and like it's women just toss everybody in the ring, and that entrance was at the top, incredible. And then the wrestling was cool too. It was definitely the best of the night.
It's always been my calling card, and I've said this to you, Chris, and I tell it to Carlos all the time. We talk about women's wrestling. WWE in general, their women's division is A1. Especially the top tier, to borrow a quote from Carlos, the top tier women of Sasha, Bayley on the main, Asuka on the main roster, and then you have this past week we had on Raw Underground, Shayna Baszler, former MMA fighter, two of the other 4 horsewomen of MMA that have been signed to developmental contracts, pretty much throwing punches and kicks in their arena. And then you have the NXT women, who pretty much always deliver every single time that they're out. So that's why when people say, oh yeah, AEW, and I always say, well, there's parts to this. I will always be a women's wrestling aficionado / supporter. But what I always tell people, it's no longer your dad or granddad's women's wrestling.
Right.
It is now athletes who are being treated as equals in the ring, where in other promotions you have intergender wrestling, where the women wrestle the men and make it look convincing. that first match that you and I saw with the Johnny Gargano versus Rich Holland, the woman outside the ring, his wife Candice LeRae, is one of the toughest women's wrestlers on the planet. She took a super kick to the mouth with thumbtacks.
Oh my God.
A couple years ago.
Yeesh.
Yeah, a couple years ago at PWG, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and she was just covered in blood and it just looked like a gory mess. But if you go back and check out that highlight, she just took it like a champ. She's gone through ladders, she's gone through tables, she's had hardcore matches.
She's paid her dues.
She's paid her dues, and it's not just a former. Oh, you're gonna pull a woman out from a catalog and say, "I want to train you to be a wrestler." It's no, you girls are athletes first, and then we're gonna train you either to be a wrestler or you've been a successful women's wrestler in other promotions. And I'm glad NXT is still leaning into that.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, they're the cream of the crop in NXT.
And then, we're not just talking about women's wrestling because it's women's wrestling. We're talking about it because it's good wrestling.
Yes, I saw bad wrestling tonight or last night too. So yes, that's the good part.
So when the women's wrestling in WWE is the best part of the product right now. But I don't see it as women wrestling. I see it as wrestling. This is good wrestling. Yeah. It's just it falls into that category of what it is. Like let's say like when I was watching Nitro back in the day, the good wrestling was cruiserweights, but it was wrestling. I don't want to put it into its own genre. I want to let it be known that this is wrestling
genre.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It doesn't need its own denoting marker. Yeah. It was just quality. I
mean, you can even like a few pay-per-views, like the women have been the main event. WrestleMania, the last WrestleMania I went to, the main event was Becky, Charlotte, Ronda Rousey.
They were the main event at WrestleMania. That is amazing.
Yeah, a couple years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a women's Hell in the Cell match a few years ago with Charlotte and Sasha Banks. So Hell in a Cell, Chris, if you don't know, it's basically a steel cage with all the trappings inside the actual steel cage. So chairs, ladders, etc. And they beat the holy hell. Well, pretty much Charlotte beat the holy hell out of Sasha because Sasha's a human ragdoll because she sells really well. And there was this table spot that they kept trying to do over and over because Sasha is only 97 pounds soaking wet. They couldn't break the table.
Oh my.
So they just went to the finish and it looked brutal. The finish, and that was the main event of a pay-per-view. So
and it was a damn good match.
Damn good match.
Yeah. Sounds interesting.
So let me ask you, Chris.
Yes.
Changing off from women's wrestling, let's go off to punter, Mr. McAfee.
Oh my God.
What did you think of an NFL punter showing up and talking trash to one of NXT's main guys in Adam Cole?
That is a weird storyline. I mean, I assume, speaking of Hell in the Cell, I assume that that's how we have to end this, is like throwing him off the top of the Hell in the Cell, like into the pit from Mortal Kombat and have himself like literally dying, because that's about the only. I don't know what the heck is going on here. Yeah.
Can I say one thing? One thing though about that. Pat, he does not go to Pro Cuts. He goes to a very nice barbershop. They hooked him up with a nice fade.
Yes,
and that's pretty much it.
he looked good on the haircut, not so good on the outfit. Like honestly, he looked like he was like cosplaying a wrestler, except he didn't look like he was cosplaying a wrestler. It's more like that was so weird because if he was, because that's the way it felt when former WCW World Champion David Arquette was doing his thing. Is he looked like he was cosplaying a wrestler, except it was just me, right?
Yeah.
But like Pat McAfee doesn't even look like he's cosplaying. It just looks like he's in like punter warm-ups. That's so weird.
His joggers.
His joggers. Yes. Street fashion.
Yeah, so he didn't look great. At the same time, he didn't sound. This is so weird. Like I assume they're just setting it up to where he can get thrown through a series of 7,000 tables
I'm hoping.
I guess, but like,
Well, they're wrestling on Saturday at NXT Takeover, so it's going to be interesting to see how that match goes. But yeah,
He
the
has
promo
to
was
do a
fine,
punt.
but it's going to be bad. It's going to be a train wreck.
He has to do a punt. He has to punt Adam Cole in
Oh.
the nuts or something.
clearly, and then lose anyway. Yeah, it's
Steel toe shoes.
it's such a weird gimmick. It's such a weird setup and premise. I don't quite understand why they're going down this path when they have any number of wrestlers they could go with. It's just confusing to me.
They're just trying to do like crossover.
Yeah, that's all it is. Mainstream attention.
And he's it's a punter. It's Pat McAfee. Like,
And in your words, Chris, not even the best punter of all time because that title goes to Reggie Roby.
right? Yes. No. If he beats Reggie Roby in a steel cage match, then he could get slightly more interest with me in the wrestling ring. The other thing is like, okay, so here's the thing, and this reminds me of The Miz. He's a big fan of wrestling, correct?
Yes.
Legit fan of wrestling. He's into this, Pat McAfee, that is. I bet that's true for like 65% of the NFL. More. It could be anybody. It could literally be anybody. I mean, we've had plenty of WWE wrestling like pros in the past who've come from the NFL. Why not them? I don't understand why it's a punter. It's so weird.
Oh, I think a lot of it is because he hosts a wrestling-specific podcast. He is part of WWE's media team because he's appeared on multiple WWE affiliate shows. So it's one of those, hey, and he's one of the best punters of all time, a perennial All-Pro, and he just happens to have a big personality. He's got down. He's got the personality down because he's annoying like The Miz, and you want to punch him in the face, which is 99% of what a good heel is supposed to do. And in the chat, I'm seeing Boat Guy ST say, "Bring Malone and Rodman back."
Yeah.
Chris, have
He
you
has a
ever
presence.
seen that match?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Paul Malone didn't do too bad.
Well, he's huge.
The mailman delivered.
Yes. Yeah, no, he definitely could have been one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Like he's got that build, right? He's like Undertaker, huge, bigger, right?
6'9". He's about 6'9". At the time, his playing weight was about 250, 260. So yeah, big dude.
Yeah. So that was, man, yeah, so much more interesting than having a punter roll out there. I'm so confused.
I'd rather have a punter than Jay Leno, to be honest.
Okay. Yes.
Oh.
Agreed.
Oh,
So
I
yeah,
forgot about that.
at
Yeah,
that,
I forgot about that.
what was that? Was that a Hog Wild? Where they did
Yes,
that?
it was Hog Wild.
Yeah, with all the bikers and the meth flowing freely. I assume.
Sturgis, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And the funny part about that match, Chris, is that the win came. The who was it? Kevin Eubanks, the Tonight Show band host, comes in and does a diamond cutter on Eric Bischoff, and I'm thinking, WCW has officially gone to the poop. It's gone. And this is before David Arquette. So
Wow.
imagine.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's
Yeah,
Well-
WCW started doing some dumb stuff.
That is amazingly dumb. That's not even. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, the cameos, like, it just doesn't seem. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If you want to have Jason Statham do something, you know, an action star,
cool.
somebody that makes sense, like, oh, that person's a badass in this realm, but not that person is a successful, wimpiest person on the team. Like, it's literally that's the last person, maybe equipment manager, that you would want to see wrestling.
Yeah.
If you're just like,
Oh,
you get
God.
to choose anybody from an NFL team. Well, first, linebacker. Second, defensive lineman. Third, offensive lineman. Fourth, 78th. Give me the place kicker. They're better at kicking. He's got that soccer style. He's kind of short. Maybe he can do some lucha libre stuff. Then 79th, punter. Bring in Pat McAfee.
McAfee.
It's
So
crazy.
Speaking of people with big mouths and just being part of promotional stuff, so to follow up Beltran's suggestion about Renee Young potentially working her last shows this week, giving her 1 week's notice to WWE.
1 week. Wow.
Her contract was coming up. She's had feelers from ESPN before. The last time she re-signed her contract, WWE just gave her a big ton of money and said, no, please stay. I can see why she would leave, because she's had multiple shows on the WWE network that were canceled, not because of bad ratings, but because they just didn't want her show on the network anymore. And after a while, you get this creative block where anything you want to do gets taken out from under you, and then you kind of want to expand your creative wings. And I feel that's what she really wants to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if she shows up on an FS1, on an ESPN. Shoot, she's good enough to host Good Morning America. I think
she's
where
amazing.
she could be. And also, let's not mince words here. Her husband, John Moxley, now wrestles for AEW, and he had a pretty decent falling out with WWE. So, granted, she's probably not going to AEW, but at the same token, she's thinking, well, you kind of were a douche to my husband on the way out. Maybe I don't want to work with you anymore. That could be a possible reason as well.
And then she has a big presence, so she her name carries a lot of weight now. Like, she's big.
Renee Paquette is her actual name, but on WWE programming, it's Renee Young.
And you cannot forget that she was the first. I believe she was the first woman. Yeah, she was the first woman commentator on Raw, right?
Yes, the first women's commentator on Raw. Mm-hmm.
So wherever she's gonna go, she's gonna have a lot of success, because she's really that good.
Better. What's the one who moved over to Fox? Shoot. Never mind. There's a sideline reporter that moved from ESPN to Fox that I always think of.
Erin Andrews?
Yes, Erin Andrews. Better or worse than Erin Andrews?
Better.
She's the first one that I can remember that was like, this one was transcending like sideline
mainstream
reporter. Yeah, into a more mainstream, because she was better than like her contemporaries. People have harsh words for Erin Andrews at times, but like compared to her contemporaries, crushing them.
And now there's more roles out there than just being the sideline reporter, like you just said. So you can take that in any way to anywhere to go within sports or within media. You can just transition. We've seen this all the time with G4 when Olivia Munn was a part of that. And all of a sudden, she just started doing movies, and then she was Psylocke in an X-Men movie. So
because she always
it's not unprecedented.
Yeah.
And then she ruined that quarterback's life.
Not enough.
Aaron Rodgers.
Not enough.
Yeah, Aaron.
Sorry.
Again,
my Cowboys silver and blue is bleeding through again.
I noticed, but it's okay. So let me ask you, Chris, since you're a Cowboys fan, was that a catch?
Okay. Yes. I know the technicality that they put in the rules. It doesn't matter. They would have lost that game anyway, to be honest with you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I'm a referee, yes, it's a catch. If I'm a referee with those rules, yes, it's a catch, because there is some subjectivity to the rules, and that is absolutely a catch. And he made a football move in the way that he like caught the ball, spun around, took 3 steps, and lunged for the end zone. It's absolutely a catch. In the spirit of competition, right? The NFL rules are dumb and murky and overly wordy to try and fix the fact that they're dumb and murky. And it creates a lot of negative space, so horrible decisions like that one can be made. Ultimately, I think it ended the game prematurely, but I don't think it's like Jason Garrett coached that team. He would have found a way to foul it up. In fact, earlier he had blown like a 28-point lead with 5 minutes to go against the same Packers team. Like, Jason Garrett could find a way to lose any competition of any type. And he would have that day too, but instead the referees made a weird call. Yeah. How say you, New York Giants fan, Damien?
Well, sadly, now Jason Garrett is the offensive coordinator now of the New York Giants.
He was always secretly with the New York Giants, just sabotaging the Cowboys for
Oh,
this entire time.
please take him back. Please take him
No.
back. Take him anywhere, but on a team. I think honestly, to be honest, he's a good coordinator, horrible head coach.
Bad
I
coordinator.
don't
too.
know
Saw him
what
coordinate
bribery
for
he
years.
had. I don't know what bribery he had for Jerry Jones's wallet or pockets, but hey
Ego.
man, if you can keep getting them checks, all power to you. But to answer your question, was it a catch? Yes. I am not a biased, and even though I'm not a Cowboys fan, I'm not one of those blindly biased fans. That was a catch. He made a football move, and to your point, what's his face? Garrett probably would have found a way to muck it up anyway. So,
Correct. Yeah.
oot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
switching back to wrestling
I'm
real
also
quick.
saying, before we go back, I want to say one more thing for my New York Giants fan. The best catch I've ever seen was done against the Cowboys, and that was Odell
BB?
Beckham's three-fingered catch, and it was absolutely stunning.
The Giants lost that game, from my memory serves me correct.
They
so
did. They did. Yeah, Dez Bryant had a massive game afterwards, too, but that catch was all that. It basically stopped the show.
It's a highlight reel.
well, then he started doing it in practice all the time, so that just became his new normal. But I digress. So Carlos, Mr. Flex Luger himself, let me get your top 3 points from NXT last night.
Top 3. Gargano's damn good. That sell he did when how he
Dude,
landed
that
on his
neck
head.
spot.
That,
Mhm.
shit, that was wow. Yeah. Rhea Ripley's for real.
Mhm.
Does it deserve to be in the main roster and not mid card at all? Like, just throw her in there. It's very believable. And number 3, I don't know. The ladder match is gonna be awesome. They hyped it up
Yeah.
nicely.
I think that closing segment of everybody getting their moves in, and at the end of it, Johnny Gargano holding the title to tease that, or seeing Bronson Reed get some shine too, was actually
Yeah.
really entertaining, because he's been, I'm not gonna say misused, but a slow burn for him, the resident thick boy. And I think Mike B said it best last night. He's like, we need T-shirts like that for the free play
Yeah.
people.
Well, and then it's good too, because in a ladder match like that, of course, there's gonna be a winner and somebody's gonna go over. But that type of match, everybody gets their spot, everybody goes over. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So everybody's gonna get to showcase what they can do. And yeah, the thick boy shirt, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, it's top tier for sure.
I'm back.
Welcome back,
Hello.
sir.
Boo!
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, that concludes Nerds.
No.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Our resident heel in the house, Mike B. Thank you again for joining us.
Why did it take you 30 minutes to tell him to turn it off and turn it on again?
Yeah.
M servers.
No,
He's out in the
by, the,
country.
by the way, Beltran is not the heel. He's 2011 John Cena.
Yeah.
Tired of you.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. He gets booed for just existing. Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it's just I'm pushed on everyone's faces and I win all the time. So it's just kind of those things.
Hey,
happen.
hey, you don't have to brag over here, bro.
Yeah.
Move further over here so we get a better view of Mike. There we go.
Oh man. So you were talking about NXT last night, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't hear the first part of the show, but I did miss.
I'm bored with the other people talking part.
I did miss, some of the beginning of the show because I was on my way to Richardson, but I did see the almost horrific injury that Johnny Gargano
Mhm.
Yeah.
almost took, man. Like,
Can I get some more info
shit.
on what happened there? Because that's what you're referring to, Carlos, when you say Gargano's
Was
real,
it-
right?
Was it a power slam? Or
Yeah, it was a power slam. Yeah,
right straight to the neck.
yeah, straight to the
Not
neck.
enough rotation. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was-
Yeah. He didn't get rotated enough to obviously land on his back, and he essentially landed on his neck. So
But was that planned or was that?
no, that
Oh,
wasn't
No,
planned.
no, that was not
That was
planned.
botched. Yeah,
was
that was not
botched.
planned.
And he
Basically,
He looked injured throughout the rest of the match.
oh yeah. Well,
Wow.
here's the miracle of editing, they actually
Yes,
stopped
sir.
taping during that match. And like,
Oh, wow.
the medics and AAA Shawn Michaels, they came out and checked on him, made sure he was okay. And once he was like okay, then they resumed, started recording again and finished.
See, that's how you know Gargano's a legit tough guy, man.
Yeah.
Going through that.
Yeah, well, he looked
That's
like
awesome.
he was not in the best shape afterwards either. Like he was favoring, not moving his neck a lot, and then he got like giant swung by the neck at the end, which was
Yes.
insane. So yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that
right.
doesn't help.
That dude is legit.
Yeah, he's one of my top favorites currently right now. I like that dude.
Yeah, when I
He's
saw
good
him
dude.
take the bump, I thought we're about to see him just like get quickly covered in 1, 2, 3, you're out.
Yeah.
Hey, Beltran, I thought your favorite was Baron Corbin or some other lame motherfucker.
Old school Baron Corbin, long hair Baron Corbin.
Not
okay.
TGI Fridays, Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Give me that one. Give me that one right there. To which I actually ran into at a bar in New Orleans during WrestleMania. There was a former Twilight Lounge bartender who was working at New Orleans at that time. I went to his bar, and it was like like a real punker rock type bar, and walked through the hallway, and oh shit, it's Baron Corbin. I was like, hey man, what's up?
Hey, were you disappointed when you walked into that bar and they weren't playing Green Day?
Yeah, Green Day.
You know, the punk stuff you like.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Later Green Day only for Mike B though.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh man.
That's actually a good question for everybody else. Have you, everyone else, had random wrestler interactions just on everyday life?
Let me answer that first because the answer is short, no. All of my wrestling interactions that I can recall. No, wait, I have had one. Okay, so there's a Twig not Twig. The pirate fairy that works Scarborough Fair. Her name is. What is her name? Anyway, she's a wrestler. Wrestles like she has a Harley Quinn gimmick locally.
Okay.
And that was she worked in the bead shop that my ex-girlfriend owned. So randomly there was a women's wrestler who was I knew she was a wrestling fan because they told her that she could not wrestle anymore. She had her retirement match. She went through a table, and they say you do this again, you're gonna be permanently injured, and all she wants to do is get back in the ring. That's a real wrestler. They're insane. I'll look up the name, and you guys can give me your stories of real wrestlers.
How about you, Mike?
Locally, yeah, I've had a few. Locally, I've ran into like some local wrestlers at Maverick Games. APOC is one. Let's see, Tim Storm's another. I do know that Sting was spotted by one of my friends at North Park Mall at the Nike store one time.
Random.
And also because
Was he buying Air Force Ones?
Man, I don't know what he bought, but he lives in Waxahachie, so which is not too far from here.
Random.
Yeah. That's why he was inducted in the Hall of Fame here in Dallas.
Yeah. He's already
Interesting.
here.
I did not know he's from Waxahachie or lives in Waxahachie.
Yeah, he lives there now.
For a while now.
Yeah, a long while. Like he's embedded in that community. Also, I mean, during WrestleMania weekends, like there's one time where like real late at night, me and my buddy Sal were walking back to our hotel room, and all of a sudden, no, it was me and Lurch in New Orleans for WrestleMania 30. We're walking back late, streets are pretty much empty. All of a sudden, Bob Backlund passes us in full, suspenders and tie and everything. Oh shit, it's Bob
Odd.
Backlund. Yeah, say, hey man.
Bob Backlund lives the gimmick.
Yeah, he lives it, brother. He lives it. Let's see here. Oh yeah, last year I saw at the Gabriel Iglesias show Ember Moon and her arm in a cast. That was last year.
And Enrique Iglesias?
No, Ember Moon.
No, Enrique Iglesias show?
No,
Pop singer?
No, Gabriel Iglesias.
Gabriel.
No, I was like, yeah, you would be into it.
Yeah.
Iglesias.
No, that ain't me. That ain't me. Let me see here.
Tell us that Jinder Mahal story. That always cracks me up.
Oh yeah, that's another one. That's from the last New Orleans one, and so we're right there on Bourbon Street, right? There's a crowd and everything, and then all of a sudden Jinder Mahal passes me. I was like, oh shit, it's Jinder Mahal, and of course everybody sees him, and so they're all trying to get pictures with him and stuff, and he gets held up a little bit, and now it's like we're kind of walking alongside of him. And then I get a picture with him also real quick. Hey, Jinder, what's up, man? And then, oh, hey, brother, get a picture with Jinder Mahal, and all of a sudden, like 3 steps later, he goes into a strip club.
Oh,
Like,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
I did
man.
not expect the story to go that low.
Yeah. Well, nah, I mean, Jinder Mahal, he's just trying to support the economy. So,
Yeah,
Sure.
he's giving back.
yeah.
Back to the community. It's fine.
Give it back,
It's
yeah.
completely fine.
Yeah. Let's see here. That's about all of them I have off the top of my head. Any other? I know over in the UK, like my buddies that go to shows over there, they're kind of more, they're independent shows and stuff like that, and they get to interact with the wrestlers more freely. And he got he got Will Ospreay to tell one of my other friends to stop being a C word.
Oh,
my.
well, okay then.
So, yeah.
It might mean something different over there,
Well, yeah, it might be. Yeah, certain things mean certain things.
like snatch here means to take something, and snatch over there means
Something else.
yeah.
Yeah. So. So yeah, that let's see. That's about it.
As
Here.
I've had some pretty odd interactions with people. The biggest one that comes to mind, I don't know if a lot of you remember Nydia, JD
Yes.
Noble's
Yeah.
on-screen girlfriend and former Tough Enough
Yes.
1 winner. So I'm going to tell a story, and I'm sorry, everybody, if it gets a little too risque for the daytime. But I was at a hotel bar in Puerto Rico, and this was back in 2007. And I'm talking to this businessman, and we're just talking. And, sometimes at certain upscale bars, you'll see men and women who look like they're ready for some fun, and that's how I'm going to say that. And the gentleman who I was with gives me $200 and says, go have some fun with that woman over there sitting over there. The woman sitting over there happens to be Nydia. Okay? She was not a working girl from what I was led to believe, but it actually led to one of the best stories I've had in a long time of I wound up going clubbing with her and a lot of her wrestling female friends in Puerto Rico. And just at the end of the night, it was just a blur as a wrestling fan, because I didn't tell her I was a wrestling fan. I just thought she was a regular old, regular woman at a bar in Puerto Rico. And just the amount of shenanigans is what I'm going to say that led to the end of the night where my roommate didn't go because she was just like out of it. And she wakes up the next day and she goes, "Did you go to the club last night in basketball shorts?" "Yeah, I did." And she goes, "Yeah, there's these pictures all over the internet of you in basketball shorts in the club dancing on this Puerto Rican girl." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that's not going to happen." And then for like 3 weeks, Nydia actually became kind of a friend. So she was giving me all like her backstory and everything about her kids with like Eric Angle, and she was dating X-Pac at the time.
Oh,
Weird, man.
Damn it, X-Pac.
Weird.
Okay.
Yeah, she was dating X-Pac at the time.
Which version of X-Pac was that at that time?
This was pre-China X-Pac, I believe.
Oh wow. Okay.
man.
Yeah, and then another just random was I was at a bar in Florida. This was after an NXT show, and I go to use the bathroom, and in one of the urinals is Cedric Alexander literally wooing with his arms in the air while taking a piss and swaying to the music, and I'm just like, you know what? I ain't saying nothing. I ain't
I-
seeing nothing. I'm just gonna use the bathroom and walk away. That's what I'm gonna do.
Cannot tell you how many times in long songs at Mike B sets, DJ Terminator Mike B sets, I've seen that exact same thing play out.
With the money in your hand, Chris.
Well, I gotta get his payment ready for next time. Here we go.
I sent you a picture, Chris, real quick. If you
Have
wanna.
you seen these in person, by the way, Damien?
Holy, they are real. They're real.
Yeah.
They're
I
not
did
real.
not know the Mike B dollars were real. I thought it was a
Beltran
gag.
bucks. Beltran bucks.
$10.
They came in handy with when that toilet paper shortage, and then I bought a bidet.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
with leftover Beltran bucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
I
just
sent you a
playing
quick
Beltran.
picture. No. I sent you a quick picture, real quick, Chris.
I'll get
Be-
on it.
Yeah. Man. Mm. Did you guys give any? Oh, by the way, so okay, you guys have heard about the virtual. What is it? Well,
The
okay.
Thunderdome.
Yeah, the Thunderdome.
Oh my god.
Thunderdome.
The Thunderdome. Well, I actually was able to sign up right when it went live.
Oh, are you going to be front and center? The Mike
I
B
don't know
position?
I don't know about front and center or anything like that, but let me tell you what I got so far. Like this is, you know,
Oh, okay.
okay, thank you for registering for SmackDown on 8/21. There's me and Johnny Gargano right there, Johnny Wrestling from 2016. Local
nice.
VIP wrestling show. Okay, so here's some questions here from the email. Does this mean I'm in? We'll send you an email with the link to join the day of the show. Seats are available on a first come first served basis
Well,
until
get in line
seats fill
now.
up. Once you're in the WWE Thunderdome, you will join other fans who will appear live on digital video boards during the show.
Mhm.
Call time 8:45 p.m. Eastern. That's 7:45 here, Chris. Virtual show link. Look out for another email with the link to join to join on the day of the show. This link is personal to you. It is valid one time only and can be only clicked on once. Do not share your link.
Wait a minute. Do you need to stream this?
This will be no. I don't think it could be streamed.
No. What I'm saying is, do you need to upload a stream to them?
I think
Because I've been looking around at the other virtual sports, right, or the other sports with virtual audiences, right, and the NBA's they've got bits going over there.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, and I'll get that back going again on the playlist. But what I'm saying is, I did this for the Abs versus the Blood Queen little Zoom meeting, and because I was streaming from the Free Play Away Game Studios, my video connection was coming from here. It looked way better and popped way more because I was sitting in this chair with whatever background I wanted, which was it was the Free Play Away Game Studios. So, if you need a place, what I'm saying is you should come over and sit in this chair and broadcast from here with XSplit.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they say. I mean, I'm assuming they'll just turn on the video camera, on your phone or on your laptop or whatever, and you just kind of watch from there. But there are some guidelines. Okay. It says here, all registered fans are further selected on a first come first served basis. Please make sure you are camera ready. Remember, you will be appearing on a live show. We reserve the right to remove you from the live stream at any time for any reason. The audience will be refreshed throughout the night, and you may not be included in the entire broadcast. In addition, we may remove you from the live stream for any inappropriate conduct or technical issues. Watch the show through the stream on your device. So that's probably the key right there. Position yourself in front of your camera from your midsection up, leaving a little room above your head. Make sure you have good lighting.
It's like I have an entire studio set up just for this purpose. I'm telling you, if you want to come over here, let me know. No, I'm serious.
I know.
I can put a background. I can make you go anywhere you want in the world. I'm serious.
I know. Let's see. Only one fan permitted per seat. Your attire must be appropriate and must remain on at all times. Officially licensed WWE clothing is preferred if available. We reserve the right to terminate your participation at our sole discretion if your attire contains any immoral graphics, images, or text, or any political statements, slogans, logos,
AEW.
graphics, or other commercial identification of third parties other than WWE, its athletes, and sponsors.
Gotcha. So the,
Yo,
lives, the lives won't matter there. Gotcha.
Beltran.
Yeah.
And you know how it is, like when we go to shows and we wear like a shirt or a jacket.
Yeah.
That's how wrestling fans flex on each other. Anyways,
Yeah.
what are you wearing to that? What shirt? What are you gonna rock?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna have to figure this out.
Are you gonna wear your throwback Chris Masters shirt?
Oh, Chris Masters. Or I got a Chris Benoit shirt and tank top.
Oh, no.
Mhm.
Rest in peace,
Mhm.
or in hell. I don't know how
Yeah.
to feel about that.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah, and I also have the documentary that they put out too. I still have that. I watched it not too long ago, and it kind
What
of
a-
freaked me out. I was like,
What a tragedy, man.
yeah,
That's what I was. That's what I was talking about, Damien, yesterday. Well, we're talking about the New Jersey Tribes. We're talking about Chris Canyon, how badass he was, and
oh man, yeah,
and then that's the thing about I've been a lifelong wrestling fan, and that's unfortunately that's part of the business. Is the deaths are like it's real. I'm not surprised when a wrestler dies because it just happens. It happens a lot. It happens too much,
Right.
So
Especially
when
the
we were
ones we
talking,
grew up with.
yes, yeah. So when we were talking about like a few weeks ago, we were talking about like the your favorite moment or whatever in wrestling.
Mhm.
Like you mentioned Ron Simmons, Kofi. I didn't get to say mine, but I wanted to say mine was WrestleMania 20, Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, and 'cause that one's important because they're both on top of the world at that time, and then everything changed not too long after, and it's important for me also because sorry, I get a little choked up, but it was the first pay-per-view I bought with my own money, so
yeah, man.
and yeah, this that has stuck with me. It's a tragedy. It's crazy. It's crazy how normal that is, if I could say that. But yeah,
Yeah, all too frequent in the world.
Chris, do you know the moment that Carlos is talking about?
I didn't see the show, but I definitely was watching wrestling during the time of the Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero feud. So, I didn't see the match. I saw much of the lead up to it.
So
There's
he's
something-
referencing WrestleMania 20 at the end where Chris Benoit wins the World Heavyweight Championship, and earlier in the night, Eddie Guerrero successfully defends his championship against Kurt Angle, and they embrace in the middle of the ring, crying with confetti falling on both of them because they've been lifelong, friends in wrestling.
Right.
Their families, if you've watched The Dark Side of the Ring, were super close. So it's basically celebrating with your brother, the highest pinnacle of achievement for your sport. And I think that's why, what the way Carlos describes it, that's why it is such a poignant moment in WWE and wrestling history, but now they could never relive it because of everything that happened after the fact with Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
And now that neither one of those two are here with us, today, that makes that moment much more poignant, even more so than it did in WrestleMania 20.
Yeah, I remember watching through that period, and technically they were among the very best wrestling during that time.
Mhm.
I mean, this
and
is-
then you gotta remember, Chris Benoit didn't just win the title from anybody. It was
Tapped out Triple H.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels was in the match. It was and it was a damn good match. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it was.
it's just tragic, man.
Yeah, watching Chris
but-
Benoit wrestle was the first time So when I played in Tekken, I would play as King because King was everybody, like every wrestler combined. Well, Chris Benoit wrestling was the first one for me that looked like, wow, that's King in the ring. He's doing multi-link throws. He's doing interesting things that I've only seen in a video game because of his technical ability, his athleticism. I'm not sure all in all what to attest that to, but he was a phenomenal wrestler in the ring.
And yeah, and Eddie, man, Eddie's one of my favorites. I have a
perfect counterpart for him.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of Eddie Guerrero shirts, and like my favorite shirt is that Latino Heat with the Scarface looking one.
Yeah, that's fun.
But yeah, classic. Eddie Guerrero's one of the best. LWO shirts are the best right now.
Yeah, I you look good in them, Carlos. Anytime I can see them, makes me happy.
Yeah.
But Mike, before you came on, we touched on the Renee Young thing. We talked about her and her potential prospects for leaving WWE. Could do ESPN, can do FS1, can transcend sports and wrestling, and do Good Morning America. In my estimation, the sky's the limit for her. But we did not talk about the AEW limited seating, bringing back the fans. So if you want to jump into that too before we get out of here, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, the way I see it on that front, I mean, if those guys are, following the rules with mask and keeping people apart, and if you're not sick, and if they're taking temperatures, I guess, and all that stuff, then, the same thing with us. We're wearing our masks, get free play, and so far so good. You know what I mean? So, I know Florida was a little bit more of a hotbed than we are as far as it spreading and things like that. But, if they can do it, then, by all means do it, Let's get just a few people in there, scatter them around. I mean, football stadiums will be having the same thing here not too long with, 20,000 people in it. So imagine that.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like Cowboy Stadium, right? 50% capacity. That's about 50,000. So get ready for that too. Get ready for that too. So, I mean, I know I won't be attending. I put it to you like this. I would rather attend an AEW show right now with those limitations than a Cowboys game. You know what I mean?
I'd rather go to Melones and watch the game. And I'm not going to Melones at all.
Okay, so the fact that y'all brought this up, Sarah and I have talked about Melones, and I let her know about it, and she's curious as to what this is, and I've tried to talk her out of it. Can y'all please talk Sarah out of wanting to go to Melones, please?
I mean, I've been,
I've been a few times.
That's the type of spot that, if you go during the day, you'll be fine. If you go at night, you're basically under the assumption that, I'll put it to you like this. If you go at night, it's almost assumed that by the people who are already in there that you are from the local neighborhood area, because that becomes a neighborhood, hangout. For
emphasis on hood.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, like I've gone in there at night before when they have their DJ going and this and that, and I mean, people were looking at you like, man, who the hell are you? Yeah, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, hell no. I could do this back at bars up the street from my house here, where people know me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't got to worry about this.
When you go in there at night, of course you're gonna go drink, right? But whatever. But people will come up to you and they're like, "Do you want a 10? Do you want a 20? What are you trying to do?" It's fucking CVS in there, and everybody has a prescription.
Yeah,
so I have the money for it.
Yeah, pharmaceuticals. So Sarah, don't go.
Yeah, it's just
don't go.
You're conflating your experience at Free Play with a place that's close to it, expecting like a different flavor of a type of social interaction, and that ain't what's there. Like it's just.
If you like listening to Bad Bunny and hard drugs, yeah, that's the place for you. If you want to see a Royal Rumble reenactment.
In real life,
go there.
Yes, with real police making real arrests afterwards. Yes.
Yeah, there's always an element of danger every time.
Yeah. So.
For a while, I mean, because because they had their TABC taken away and this and that, and sometimes it's BYOB. I don't know what's going on, but for a while, right? Well, remember we used to have that 2-player pinball at Free Play next to the window,
Yes.
and it had the lights, right? It looked like a siren. And then they took that away, and for the longest, I kept looking out there, and I would look at it, and like, I thought they took the game away, but it was just the cops at Melones. That's all it was.
Oh,
And this was like every night.
Yeah.
So safe to say we won't be watching any wrestling events at Melones.
No.
No, you will. There will be real life wrestling.
Real
A
life
WWE
APA.
or AEW.
No holds barred.
Real life APA. You know, real life APA.
Real life ECW.
So is
Yeah.
anyone gonna watch SummerSlam this weekend?
Yeah, I'll be at my buddy's place watching it, and NXT and AEW. So I'll be doing all that. That's my weekend right there.
I'll be watching it, unfortunately.
I'll be watching it. So you know, I mean, it's kind of what you do, right? You know, you're a wrestling fan, and
Yeah.
you got to watch these shows. You know. What you
Yeah,
do.
I'm pretty much just gonna watch the women's matches. I'll just let everyone know. Hey, call me when the women's matches are on, and then I'll start watching it.
Yeah,
To be quite honest.
We watch Asuka whoop ass.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, on the Golden Role Models, but you know, not everybody.
Is there
can
anything
win.
else anyone wants to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to go over last night. I mean, if you don't mind, about 10 minutes overtime.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah, Flex Luger won everything last night. Your new ST World Champion, your new Pac-Man Battle Royale Champion.
yeah.
Uh,
I went with my homegirl. We celebrated at Kalisto's for some fucking reason, and some bikers bought us shots.
Hell
And now I'm like debating. Maybe I should buy a bike and go to Kalisto's and wear leather jackets and shit.
all right,
Hell yeah.
Sarah, I need you in the audience to talk Carlitos out of that plan. But yeah, Carlos won 2 belts. Mike managed to lose 2 belts.
Huh.
Although losing to Alex the Machine in Third Strike is like the sun rising. It's just gonna happen. Let's see. My match of the night was actually Beltran and Tommy Wheeler, who the robot healer made quick work of you, Mike, and then immediately told us to put the Mavs game on and ran out the door because his Uber was there.
Well, his Uber was there during the match.
Right. Yeah. So he just like vaporized Mike and then ran out the door. It's like Mavs, bye.
Yeah, I had my mind on other pressing matters.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have time to mess with all that stuff. I needed to get to my Mavs game.
Damien, that's why he couldn't beat the Sunday champion.
I see. Because you had to get to the Mavs game. Got it.
Yes.
Yes. Of course.
Meanwhile,
I didn't have time for
the
that.
Sunday champion, a new Wrestling Wednesday World Champion, was
I'll put you like this.
sorry, Intercontinental Champion. He was like, oh, I got an Uber. Let me make this quick.
Here, Damien, let me put this in perspective for you. The Wrestling Wednesdays title for ST is basically your NWA Television Championship. That's basically what it is. It gets defended every week.
Yep.
Whatever, that belt's gonna get passed around. The
You're not
ones that really matter, the ones that matter are the Tuesday night fights and the Sunday ones. So those are the big ones right there.
Thanks for throwing my title reign in the fucking trash, asshole.
No, those are still good. You can get multiple of them easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
you start defending that championship, Carlitos, and it gains more merit as you go along. I promise.
Yeah, especially you can't.
Because then it'll be
Especially
like
you can't
every other belt gets passed every single week except for Carlitos just wrecks someone. It's like here comes the Carlitos tanning minute, and then on to the laughs and games.
I'm CM Punk in Ring of Honor. The only reason why that title is prestigious is because I made it
Exactly.
prestigious.
Yeah, I'm all about that.
So whoever wants their cheeks clapped next week,
Whoa.
I shall clappeth thy cheeks.
Clappeth thy cheeks. Yeah.
Wrestling Wednesday is at Free Play
Uh.
Richardson starting at 7 p.m. Get there early, get a seat, get some games in. There are casual title matches throughout the commercial breaks of
Oh my God.
NXT and is AEW back at that point? Please tell me it's back.
No, I think I don't know.
Okay,
I could
so
I could tell you in 30 seconds.
all right, so
Should be back next week. I think it's the week after that they're not back.
okay, so
Okay.
definitely NXT, possibly AEW. Wednesday, next Wednesday, Free Play Richardson. During commercial breaks, we have these goofy title matches, and more importantly, we shoot the promos afterwards, and they get weird. I like it.
So, yeah. So the Wednesday 8:26 episode of AEW will air Thursday at 8:27. NXT will still be at its normal time slot. However, coming soon though, Chris, NXT will be bumped for the NHL playoffs.
Will AEW still be there?
Let's see here. It will be in its normal time slot.
Then I'll,
It
then
depends
I'll
if they
miss,
all go to Game 7.
then I'll
Yeah,
miss
yeah.
the women's division.
So
That's
let's
it.
see here. Da.
NXT has not done a good job of winning me over at all.
Let's see here. They're expected to preempt that week's NXT, which is on September 2nd. So NXT will probably air Tuesday night. And Dynamite will take place at its usual time slot, which will be the go home show for September 5th, All Out pay per view. So look for that to possibly happen.
Well,
But I still have the rest of AEW schedules right here too.
yeah, I'll definitely see you guys next Wednesday. I mean, most of you I'll see before then, but like as far as Wrestling Wednesday goes, it's definitely on. We'll see you. I got word from Arthur that he ordered some more of the El Segundo Stone Cold Broken Skull IPA because it got sold out. So
Yes.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Wrestling Wednesday is doing its job, so we will see you then. It'll be a lot of fun. It always is, and then we'll shoot promos afterwards. And I've already got them uploaded. Sorry, Carlitos, I didn't have time to bleep out all of yours, so I'm just releasing it.
Huh.
It's scheduled for release Wednesday, this Wednesday at exactly like 2:14 a.m. The only time I felt like was an appropriate time slot for that one.
I want to say this though about my promo.
I loved it, by the way,
It was fueled by Lone Star and Jameson. So
which was in the picture, and I loved it.
nice. And then I celebrated Kalisto's.
Yeah, man. That's how you do it.
Yeah,
That's how you do it right there.
Stay up way late, like past 2 a.m. on Wednesday to see that one, or technically like Tuesday night into Wednesday.
You know what? I have. Let me say one more thing real quick. And Carlos gave me the idea, and we didn't get around to it. But obviously we don't have a wrestling game on the floor. But what do you think about having a wrestling game on the floor during Wrestling Wednesdays?
Yeah. Okay. So we did the first win. Be careful what you ask for, because we did the first Wednesday. They took ST off the floor, and I was like, "This is not how this is working." And I had the wrestling game removed because like they straight up took ST off the floor. So
Well, yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that.
Be careful what you wish for. Now, those wallcades are looking awful good over there. I would target those. As much as I would like to see Royal Rumble.
Get a Genesis WWF Raw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I was getting to. Maybe.
We got the PS4 in there that's playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Like that's I'm licking my lips right there. Or sorry, yeah, there's two PS4s. So there's one playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z. There's one playing Streets of Rage 4 or Force or what was it last night? I forget. But they can change that. So if we have a PS4 wrestling game, let's go with it.
Okay.
Yeah, but with that, like, we're gonna have to bring pads because, on stick because you need the other stick to change where you're looking at and stuff like that. Yeah, and moves and.
Yeah, so
that might be a bit hard.
It had to be a very arcadey type of wrestling game too.
And there's a new one coming out too that's very arcadey.
Yeah, but again, be very careful what you ask for on those because the powers that be are more than happy to remove Super Turbo from the floor, and they will. I'm serious. They have. I took it away.
Let's not do
got
that.
it back.
Let's
Yeah.
not do that.
Well, yeah, yeah. I think there's pro wrestling in the NES one though, like the old school pro wrestling.
The
I think,
mini. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's in there.
So
Right?
Get your Starman on.
My
think
Starman
that-
drop kick on. Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's in there. Okay, yeah.
Hey, let's bring a 64 and let's play WCW and WO Revenge.
I mean that yeah. I mean, just can we?
That's the gold
Can we-
standard, right?
Yeah, that's what we need right there. We need a 64. I know someone who has one.
You know, they call me Flex Luger because I flex. I have WCW and WO Revenge in the box still. Because
Hell
you know,
yeah, Hell
humble,
yeah, man.
humble flex.
ah, hell yeah. That's what's up.
The total package.
Uh huh.
Damien, I feel like you got stuff to plug. I want to plug your stuff. DJ Terminator Mike B is out there. Catch him on Facebook. He'll ignore your message, and then I'll point it out that you messaged him. But Damien has some actual. I haven't had enough wrestling talk from Damien, so where can I find more?
Oh, there's plenty. I collaborate with Big Gold Belt Media. We do a weekly streaming podcast called Big Gold Belt. It's 4 or 5 of us, basically talking about wrestling in a more, sometimes a more business savvy sense, sometimes in a more what's the end game here sense. And we also break up the show every week by doing a high-low cameo where we do the prices right based on wrestlers' cameo prices, cameo.com, where you can
Dear.
book a 30-second message for some wrestlers are charging $400 a pop.
Oh man,
Good for you.
Beltran's north of
for-
that. Okay.
Good for you. So we do that every Thursday, 7 p.m. our time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then I do my own stuff with Sarah that is centered around human relationships and dating in the new age, this new age of just 2020 swipe right. You could find that on all streaming services, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the like. And that is called the Damien's Advocate because Sarah is my Friday to my Tony. So you need to keep me in line essentially on air so I don't just get all bitter about dating in 2020 because we old. So
Imagine.
you can find me at Damien G Show. You can find me on Damien G Show on all your social media platforms.
Cool. Well, I guess that concludes. We had about 12 minutes of overtime there for Nerd Side of the Ring, but before we entirely go, or before Michael Beltran goes entirely away, let me take down the WrestleFest here. So we were talking about your upcoming Thunderdome appearance, right? Mike, are you there? Did I lose
Yeah, I'm
Mike?
here. I'm here.
Okay. So,
No, I'm here.
Yeah,
I
so
thought he fell asleep. You know, old people.
as
Damn.
I said, I have used the Free Play Away Game Studios in similar situations to become basically the de facto star of the show. You steal the show if you're in. I'm serious because let's have a look at the what this looks like. This is the actual Free Play Away Game Studios 2.0. You'll see it's quite sparse. It's me, it's a green screen, it's an empty room. I could remove this, and there would be VR sensors over there, and we could play a nice game of Vive. That's not going to help you, but what it will help you do is be anywhere in any way with perfect lighting, because there's the light. We can adjust the camera to you. I can lower it down there, and you'll still have the high room that it was looking for. They're looking for it specifically, right? If they need a green screen, we can give you them a green screen. If they need something interesting, like let me give you a for example, Mike. And you have 3. I have 3 monitors here to look at. So as far as following the wrestling action, you'll be able to do that very clearly. You have the headset here, or we could take it away because you're not going to need a headset. So we could put the audio here. I have a nice speaker system that we could run through. The room is all yours. I could close the doors, and let's look at what the background might look like, right? So this is an image familiar to you, the Dallas Hispanic Firefighters Association, the very same, right? That they gave you. But yeah, you could do one of these. Rep the crew. I can extend it out as big as you want. And,
Hang on one second, Chris. I got to do a couple things here real quick.
But as you can see, the it's basically limitless. What can be done,
It needs a boombox.
and all I have to do is hit this button here, and I'm more than willing to set you up with this. Now let's go that. And then, boom, ta-da, and then you're wherever you want to be. You pop a lot, so if you want to be on camera, like, this is the place to be.
Well,
Great sales
I
pitch.
mean,
Chris.
yeah, I mean that's all well and good. I mean, but based off of what I read as far as their disclaimers go, I mean, I don't know if they. I mean, I don't know what like if we do too much, I don't know if they'll just take me off. That's the only
That's
thing.
true.
I think.
If you wanna run, like, Vince, if you wanna run Black Lives Matter in the back, I'm sure he'll ban you from all WWE events for the next million years. But, like, as far as doing it in a WWE tasteful sort of way, if you want to rep your favorite wrestler in the background or something like that, like I said, the possibilities are literally limitless. I mean, the possibilities are right.
Yeah.
Here.
I know. Yeah, I get it.
Beltran, you should wear a terrorizing shirt.
Terrorizing. Oh man.
Triple H's old nickname in WCW, Chris.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So let me know, Mike, because I have a really good setup. It's literally a studio built for exactly what they want. You just have to tell me what they want, and then we'll do it. It's super easy. I just did that Dallas Hispanic Firefighters Association thing on the fly.
Yeah, no, I saw it, and I mean, I read over. I mean, they didn't say what they wanted. Well, they kind of did say what they wanted. They just said don't be extra, basically. So I don't know.
Right. Right,
I mean,
but we can do exactly what they want, which is good lighting. This much space. Look at how I fit. Like, currently, all I have to do is take down the logos a little bit, and I can even take down my save free play name bar. See, like, things go away. Voila, you are the perfect model for being in front row center at the Thunderdome.
Beltran, I gotta ask you real quick.
Yeah.
If you're like front and center, will you do the Alex Wright dance?
Oh, please do the Alex Wright dance.
AKA the Dougie.
Oh, that's Wonder Kid.
Berlin.
Oh man. Ooh. Poor guy. Poor guy.
Wrestler, just bad timing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I enjoyed Alex, man. I enjoyed it. Him and Disco Inferno teamed up too. I was like, hell yeah. I was all in.
He had teamed up with Terra Rising, right? If I recall correctly.
Maybe.
Because they were like,
recall that.
because Triple H had that weird like French accent shit going on. Excuse my language. And then Alex Wright is also very Euro.
German.
Yeah. It all worked.
Now I can't unsee him doing the dance now. Thank you, guys.
Oh no, that's perfect. It's even better on WCW versus NWO.
Oh, he does it in the game. Oh no.
Yes, he does.
Well, you gotta remember also at WWF WrestleMania 2000 on the 64. Badass Billy Gunn pulls his pants down and it's all pixelated, like it's censored.